sort of see, particularly those two, and the way your team handled that defensive matchup?
Yeah, I thought, I thought that both teams were just kind of sitting on top of each other, for 2 periods, just kind of waiting for one or the other to crack. And, we had to stay with it. So in that sense, I liked it. It was a good, patient, disciplined game in that sense. Didn't give up much through 2 periods. And then the third, you can tell it's a shorter path to the finish line, and both teams, want to score, want to win the game, so you get a little bit more happening in the third. But, it's I thought it was a solid game for us in lots of ways. You'd like to make one or two more plays here or there, or finish one or two more of our chances. But, there's lots to like in the game. Gives us every chance to win against a good team.
And I'm sure one of those things is just the quick response from Nico after the Panthers goal, just how important that was.
Yeah, huge. I mean, I didn't like our start to the third. I thought Florida really came out in the first couple shifts and really took charge of the game. And I didn't like how we were handling that, but certainly Nico went out and kind of got us going in the third, so it was good.
Do you have any thoughts on just that hit on Nico and the response from your team, maybe?
I love the response. Yeah, it was great.
Mason was out tonight. Just what's his availability going forward?
I don't know. He's sick, so we'll see.
Is the mic on?
I don't know. I heard you.
Oh.
He's sick, so we'll see.
You win the first 2, close-knit game in this one. What does that say as a measuring stick for your team against the defending champs?
I don't know. I don't think you can put much into that. It's like measuring stick. It's a back-to-back for them, and all these things. But they're a good team. They're a good team. They play hard. They don't give you much. It's as hard to get through the neutral zone against that team as it is any in the NHL, and it requires great discipline. So all those things said, in fact, if anything, what you see from the champs is it's a back-to-back for them. Coming off a loss yesterday, I thought they played a very disciplined and patient game, kind of waiting for us to make a mistake. And it's a challenge for our guys to stay with it, and it's really important. You can't, to not beat yourself in these kind of games. So I thought we did a pretty good job of that.
And it looked like you made a mid-game change, moving Tatar down and Mercer up. What was the thought process behind that?
Yeah, I thought Tuna had done a good job. They're obviously a tough matchup. Playing with Nico and going against the Barkov group. But, we're in the third period, games on the line. We kind of need a goal. That line with Mercer there has done a good job for us. I thought we needed a little more balance and spread things out, and wanted to give Tatar a little more opportunity with Nason out here today. But just with the third period, wanted to, I knew I was going to use Nico's line a lot, and thought Mercer was a better fit there for that time.
Was Nason the only one, or were there other guys playing through illness?
No, I think he's the only one that I know of. Some guys play through stuff and they keep it to themselves, But it was the only one that was on our radar. With these kind of things, one becomes 5 pretty quickly, so you're always kind of on guard with it. But I think we were fine.
Do you have any particular plans tomorrow when you get back to Toronto?
We'll see my family.
You previously mentioned you sometimes take too many chances in overtime. Did you feel like that was the case tonight?
I thought we played. It's no coincidence that you get to shootout, right? Like we've been kind of going into overtimes and flipping a coin, and you're kind of playing to win or lose, right? And I kind of prefer the mindset of win or tie. So what I'm talking about is just not beat ourselves. So I thought, again, just that in overtime, I thought we played with more patience. When you do that, it tends to not be as wide open. It tends to be maybe more likely that it could get to a shootout because you're not beating yourself. But I thought, I've watched every second of overtime that we've played this season. And I do think maybe we've taken a few too many chances, but you guys can go back and watch them in your free time too. And our record could be the exact opposite of what it is. But you look at the scoring chances that we've missed, breakaways, 2-on-1s. That's the nature of how we've kind of played the overtimes. And maybe if we played 5 more and said nothing, we might win 4 of them. But generally speaking, you got to have a little more of a plan and be a little more methodical about it. Again, I thought Florida was very methodical with how they play, which is kind of why it was not as wide open as what we've seen in some of the other games.
Lastly, your thoughts on Kovacevic and handle the Barkov line.
Great. These guys have done a good job all season. We get no reservations about those guys in any spot against anybody.
Last one from Matt.
Obviously not the outcome that you guys wanted, but what lesson do you hope your team takes away from a game like this, knowing that they were in it obviously till the end, they still at a point, but what's the lesson that you hope they take away from it?
Well, I think it's just recognizing that some games are like this and some teams are like this. It's that are going to defend hard. They're going to protect the neutral zone. Nico got in behind their D the one time, for a 2-on-1, but and that's the one you got to make good on, right? Because they don't give you a lot. But in these kind of games where the opposition is playing really sound defensively, you've got to be comfortable in that environment. You got to find ways to score within it, but you also got to make sure you don't beat yourself inside of those. And I think those are the lessons, to be comfortable in these spots. And on the 3 games we played against the Florida Panthers, I've liked our approach in that sense, and that's good growth for our team. We'd like to make a few more plays today and get on the right side of it, but we'll take the point and move on.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah, thanks.